Hey Legionnaires, the Thaumaturge is now available, and a huge thanks to Evolve PR for giving us early access to test this one out so we could play on the Legion Go and get you a video ready for release. Now this is a very interesting one. It runs fantastically well on the Legion Go, but you will have to fiddle with the settings somewhat, and it doesn't support the 1200p or 1600p native resolutions unfortunately, so you will have to find something in between. So 1080p gives very different results versus 720, especially using FSR 3. Even with TSR, we're dipping down into the 20s occasionally in some of these areas, even with medium graphics. So 720 upscaled to that 800p is actually a very good way to play on the Legion Go screen if you do want to get that higher frames per second. However, there is a few tweaks that we can make if you do want to run it at the 1080p upscaled to 1200p, but even with FSR 3, it doesn't work fantastically well. Now, it does have built-in FSR 3 frame generation, which we'll have a look at shortly, but for the most part, FSR 3 does also bring in some microstutter, depending on your settings. Now, the difference between TSR and FSR 3 in this one is actually very small, although TSR is definitely still bringing a little bit higher quality. It really doesn't make a huge amount of difference in the grand scheme of things though between FSR 3 and TSR, which is a little bit unusual, which I think means the game needs a little bit more optimization, because we should see bigger gains with FSR 3. Running at 720p with the TSR high though, we do get much more stable frames per second, between 30 and 60 frames per second a lot of the time in major battles as well, but it does look very nice and clear on that Legion Go screen. Now, running about in the towns, we get things much more smoothly. There was quite a lot of loading spikes in this game, so it isn't all down to the graphic settings, but at 1080p or 1200 on the Legion Go with 30 watt mode or the 20 watt performance mode boosted, it does run very nice running around. But again, with the FSR 3, it does also run fantastically well. We can get around the same settings as TSR at FSR 3 level, even at the 20 watt mode when we are not in those major battles. However, if we come and turn on frame generation for Legion Go, keeping the native resolution at actually 1200p it's set to, even though it says it was 1600, and on the power profile set to even performance mode, then with that frame generation, although the frame time looks like it goes absolutely berserk, it is incredibly smooth on the Legion Go. Now, I've tested this on some of the other devices and the frame generation hasn't been all that great. However, with the FSR 3 frame generation built into the Thaumaturge on the Legion Go, it's running spectacularly well even at 20 watts. And if you put it up to the 30 watt custom mode, if you've got the new beta BIOS, then it will stay there. Then it does run so much smoother. Like I said, that frame time does go a little bit crazy, but even if we turn off frame generation, we see those frames per second dipping down and we see it not as smooth. So if you are looking to play this on the Legion Go, then we do recommend frame generation with medium settings overall, texture quality on high and effects on high, with FSR 3 frame generation enabled at 1080p in game resolution and 1200p on the Legion Go. Let us know if you're going to be diving into this one on the Legion Go or whether you'll be playing elsewhere. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.